Good day, students. Imagine someone tells you, history is moving toward a perfect future. Another person says, science will eventually explain everything. A third insists, religion contains all ultimate truth. And yet another claims, human progress is inevitable. Now imagine a voice suddenly interrupts and asks, how do you know? Who created that story? Who benefits when people believe it? That voice is the voice of postmodernism. And at the heart of postmodern thought lies one of the most influential ideas in contemporary philosophy, the rejection of metanarratives.
Today, we are going to explore why postmodern thinkers stop trusting grand explanations of reality. We will discover why postmodern novels often seem fragmented and chaotic,
and how a French philosopher named Jean-François Lyotard changed the way we think about truth itself.
By the end of this lecture, you'll understand not only what a metanarrative is, but why postmodern literature loves tearing it apart. Before discussing postmodernism, let's begin with a simple observation. Human beings love stories, not just novels, not just movies. We love stories that explain the entire universe. We want answers to enormous questions. Why are we here? What is the purpose of history? What is good and evil? Where is humanity heading? What is the meaning of life? Throughout history, civilizations have created giant explanatory systems to answer these questions. These systems are what Lyotard calls metanarratives or grand narratives. The word sounds intimidating, but the idea is simple. A metanarrative is a story that claims to explain everything. It provides a master framework through which reality can be understood. Think of it as the operating system running beneath society. A metanarrative tells us where humanity came from, where humanity is going, what counts as truth, and how we should live. A metanarrative promises order in a chaotic universe. For centuries, religion served this role. Religious systems provided comprehensive explanations for existence. They answered why the world exists. They explained why suffering exists, what happens after death, what morality means, what humanity's ultimate destiny is. For millions of people, religion was not merely a belief. It was the structure through which reality itself became understandable. The universe felt meaningful because it fit into a larger story. Everything had a place. Everything had a purpose. Everything belonged. Then something remarkable happened. The 19th and 20th centuries transformed the world. Industrialization changed society. Scientific discoveries reshaped knowledge. Empires expanded and collapsed. Suddenly, old certainties began to weaken. Many intellectuals lost confidence in traditional religious explanations. But here's the important point. Modernists did not abandon metanarratives.
They simply replaced them. Human beings still wanted a grand explanation. They just looked for it somewhere else.
Instead of God, they turned towards science, politics, psychology, and human reason. The old blueprint disappeared. A new blueprint emerged. One of the most powerful modern meta-narratives was Karl Marx's Marxism. According to Marx, the entire history of humanity can be explained through class struggle. Slave versus master, peasant versus lord, worker versus capitalist. Different eras, same conflict. History appears chaotic on the surface, but beneath that chaos lies a single pattern. And according to Marxism, history is moving toward a specific destination, a classless society. Notice how powerful this idea is.
Marxism transforms thousands of years of human history into one coherent story. Beginning, middle, end. That is the essence of a meta-narrative.
Another influential modern meta-narrative emerged through the work of Sigmund Freud. Freud suggested that beneath our conscious behavior lies an unconscious drama. The conflicts between the id, ego, and superego shape human experience. Again, complexity becomes explainable. Human behavior appears mysterious. Freud offers a master key, a hidden narrative capable of decoding the entire psyche. Once again, chaos becomes order. This desire for unity appears throughout modernist literature. Take T.S. Eliot. In poems like The Wasteland, Eliot presents a fragmented civilization. Broken traditions, broken identities, broken cultures. Yet despite all the fragmentation, Eliot searches desperately for meaning. He wants to reconstruct order. He wants the fragments to fit together again. Modernism often mourns fragmentation because it still believes wholeness is possible. And then came the disasters. The 20th century witnessed horrors on a scale previously unimaginable. 2 world wars, the rise of fascism, the Holocaust, nuclear weapons, mass surveillance, totalitarian states. Humanity had trusted grand systems. Many of those systems promised liberation, progress, reason, a better future. Yet they often produced oppression and destruction. Intellectuals began asking an uncomfortable question. What if the problem isn't that our grand narratives failed? What if the problem is our faith in grand narratives themselves? In 1979, Lyotard published the influential book, The Postmodern Condition. And in that work, he delivered one of the most quoted definitions in literary theory. Simplifying to the extreme, I define postmodern as incredulity toward metanarratives. At first glance, this sounds complicated. It isn't. It's actually simple. Incredulity simply means skepticism, doubt, disbelief. So Lyotard is saying postmodernism does not trust grand stories anymore. Not religious ones, not political ones, not scientific ones, not philosophical ones. Any system claiming, I alone explain reality, immediately becomes suspicious. For Lyotard, postmodernism begins the moment we stop trusting any single story that claims to explain everything. Now we arrive at one of the most important differences between modernism and postmodernism. A modernist asks, what is the truth?
A postmodernist asks, whose truth? A modernist asks, what is the correct interpretation? A postmodernist asks, who gets to decide?
A modernist searches for certainty. A postmodernist investigates power. Because every grand narrative excludes alternative voices. Every universal truth leaves someone outside. Every master story silences other stories, and this realization changes literature forever. Now we arrive at the literary consequences.
If reality has no single master story, why should novels have one? Postmodern fiction becomes a laboratory of rebellion.
One of the most important consequences is the emergence of multiple truths. Instead of one authoritative perspective, we get many perspectives. Different characters tell different versions of events. Contradictions remain unresolved. Truth becomes plural, not truth, but truths. Traditional novels often feature narrators we trust. Postmodern novels undermine that trust. Narrators lie, they forget, they contradict themselves, they misunderstand reality. Another postmodern strategy is fragmentation. Chronology breaks apart. Stories jump backward, forward, sideways. Narratives resemble puzzles rather than straight roads. Because postmodern writers believe reality itself is fragmented. Perhaps the most entertaining technique is metafiction. Imagine reading a novel and suddenly the narrator says, by the way, this is just a novel. The illusion shatters. The author exposes the machinery of storytelling.
A brilliant example is If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino. The book begins by directly addressing the reader.
You become a character in the act of reading. The novel constantly reminds you that stories are constructed, not natural, not sacred, constructed. If grand narratives are dangerous, what should replace them? Lyotard proposes what he calls petit récits, or mini-narratives. Small stories, local stories, temporary stories. Instead of one universal explanation, we embrace many perspectives, different communities, different experiences, different voices, different truths. No single story dominates them all. We can summarize the difference between modernism and postmodernism in a single contrast. Modernism says, the world is broken, but we can still discover the hidden pattern.
Postmodernism says, why assume there was ever one pattern in the first place? Modernism seeks unity. Postmodernism celebrates multiplicity.
Modernism searches for certainty. Postmodernism embraces uncertainty. Modernism wants answers. Postmodernism questions the questions.
That shift from one grand explanation to many competing stories lies at the heart of Lyotard's postmodern vision.
So metanarrative is a grand explanatory story that claims to reveal the ultimate truth about humanity, history, knowledge, or reality. What does postmodernism do? It challenges those stories, questions them, interrogates them, sometimes mocks them, sometimes dismantles them entirely.
And that is why postmodern literature often appears fragmented, playful, self-conscious, and rebellious. It is not simply experimenting with form.
It is performing a philosophical revolution. The next time you encounter a postmodern novel, pay attention to what it is doing. A novel that breaks the fourth wall, offers multiple endings, refuses moral certainty, or leaves you wondering what is real. Remember, the author is doing more than telling a story. The author is challenging the very idea that there can ever be one story large enough to explain us all. And perhaps that is the most radical lesson postmodernism ever taught. Whenever someone claims to possess the final truth, the most important question is not, is it true? The most important question is, who wrote the story? If you enjoyed this lecture, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep explorations into literary theory, criticism, philosophy, poetry, and world literature. Until next time, keep reading critically and thinking deeply. Thank you for watching.